did John Wade go?
As I've stated before, I don't know where John Wade went. All I know is that I left the keys to my boat on the counter, and they're gone now. Maybe he took it, maybe he didn't.
We did everything except empty out that goddamn lake. I'm not done yet. Every day goes by, I'll keep my eyes open. You never know. How'd they come to the mini mart?
All I know is they came into the mini mart awful unhappy. They sat there unhappy, they left unhappy. That's all I know.
I remember Kathy telling me how he'd wake up in the middle of the night screaming sometimes. Foul language, which I won't repeat. In fact, I'd rather not say anything at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today. I stand before you as a candidate for Senate, driven by a deep commitment to serve our great nation. In these challenging times, I offer a vision of unity and progress, so that together we can navigate the complex issues that face our country. Let us build bridges across party lines, fostering an understanding cooperation. Let echoes of our shared history teach us valuable lessons. Let us learn from them, shaping our future that reflects our collective value. I pledge to be a voice of honesty, integrity, and faith. Our nation deserves leadership interests of the people. As we embark on this journey, I invite you to join me in shaping a path towards a stronger and united America. Together, we can overcome challenges and ensure a brighter future for generations to come. Thank you so much for your continued support, and let us move together to build a better tomorrow.
Right after the election, she seemed almost carefree, incredibly happy, like I'd never seen her before. It was like some sort of relief, but maybe it was more than that. Maybe she had the guts, maybe she wanted changes.
John really suffered during the campaign. Those terrible things people said, it wasn't right. I don't believe a word.
Why do you donate for John Wade?
As a wealthy man myself, I agree with the Democratic values. Therefore, I donate to the Democratic Party to advance my own self-interests. Additionally, I like John Wade because of his veteran experience. I think people in the military have a very strong sense of accomplishment and they're dedicated to their causes.
She wanted to travel, see the world. I remember she used to talk about Verona all the time, but I think she only knew anything about it from Romeo and Juliet.
John had his own way of handling it all, and destroyed him. But maybe you could say in a lot of ways, he was already destroyed.
You see this penny? I want to make it turn into a cat. Ta-da!
He used to practice down in the basement, down by that old mirror of his, just for hours and hours. His father didn't think it was healthy though. He was always alone, always shut up by himself. He was a very secretive boy. I think I mentioned that.
After his father died, Johnny spent a lot of time down at the magic shop. I think he probably had a little crush on me. I mean, the way he called me Carrot Lady, it was like I was something special.
He was always a secretive boy. I guess you could say he was obsessed by secrets. It was just in his nature.
My sister seemed almost scared of him at times. I remember this one time when Kathy, you know what, never mind, I don't think we should talk about this.
Everybody at the office would sit around at lunch and talk about if Kathy ever showed any signs of, depression, problems at home, things like that. But none of us could ever come up with anything.
John called me that night. He sounded almost like half asleep. I guess the emotion came later, like a delayed shock. He was always the type to stew, just like his father.
What happened to the cabin?
After John Wade's devastating loss, you could see he was a dead man walking. He was empty inside. So I offered my cabin by the lake so he could retreat with his wife and regain conscience. Unfortunately, when I came back, the pots of flowers were gone and there was a putrid smell inside the cabin. The phone was also hidden. I don't know what happened, and I don't know where John is. Jesus.
It wasn't just the war that made him what he was. That's too easy. It was everything, his whole nature. But I can't express enough how well behaved and how nice of a boy he was.
There was one clue, I guess. Right after the primary, Kathy was getting ready to head up north. So naturally, I asked her when she'd be back. Like a general date. Anyways, she walked over to the window and eventually just started laughing. But it wasn't like a real laugh, it was like a she knew something laugh. It was weird.
It's like I already told you, he used to yell things in his sleep, bad things. Kathy thought he needed help.
When John's father died, he seemed very, very angry. And I can't blame him, I was angry too. I mean, I kept asking myself why.
I guess Kathy loved him so much that she couldn't see what was going on all around her. It was like a pixie dust. Sprinkle on the love and you'll end up fooling yourself.
That's preposterous. They loved each other. John wouldn't hurt a fly.
I'll bet she's on a Greyhound bus somewhere, married to that creep. She liked buses.
Did he ever say anything to you about his relationship?
There's plenty he didn't say. Plenty. One day, I'd like to go back to that cottage and do some digging around. Maybe even dredge up the lake. There's gonna be bones around.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a